Alright, here we are. It is another morning. I am doing good things. I think today needs to be my first productive day. I need to get back into uploading these. I need to get back into editing that one super video. I need to get back into the gym. Couple of things in total, really. And so hopefully today is the day I can do some of those things and get back into doing some of those things. So I really should write myself a basic to-do list and be like, okay, you've got to work on these things today and more than likely tomorrow as well. And then Friday will be its own thing, because Fridays tend to be their own thing. And then, we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking that today and tomorrow will be pretty decent days. I can get some good work knocked out on those days. And then all of next week I'll be off every Friday, so I should really try, or next month, I should really try and do something excellent next month, and we'll see what I can accomplish. I'm ready for whatever the world is going to throw at me, but I've developed these phrases that I'm quite fond of, and I don't know, I almost want to create a collection of quotes, because I'm quite proud of these quotes. And maybe I should make signs and things, like house decorations with these quotes on them, and see if I can start an Etsy page and get the whole world oh my gosh, this guy is such a good speaker. I like the things that he says. And then I will rule the world. I don't know. It's just me trying to find a way to take over things. And this billboard is for sale. And I wonder for how much. And if I take it over, I wonder what I can do with it. I could always keep my stuff on it, and then I could get some extra moolah from running it, and so we'll see what happens. Colombia. It's an idea that I had. The last time I saw it, that's what I was wondering. But I feel like I tried calling this number one time before, and I didn't get anywhere with it. But I could be mistaken. I could be just trying to get somewhere better, and that's all fine and dandy, but we'll see what happens. I think it's coming up here soon. Try to remember the number. I've tried to do this before, where I was like, I need to remember the information on this thing, and here it is. I think it's kind of covered up right now. The trees are in the way. I don't know that I'm gonna make it before the phone number pops up, though. Yeah, that's not a great spot because there's a bunch of trees in the way. But maybe on my way home I'll see it again. Actually, I'm gonna stay over on this side of the planet for a little bit. Having to do some driving right now. I don't know why there's so much traffic on the road at 6:30 in the morning. I'm not usually on the road this early. Maybe this is all the people who have to start their day at 7. But I still feel like it's odd for there to be this much traffic on the road this early in the morning. But this is where we are. Anyway, opportunities to better my life and better my world and see what I can do to get on top of these things. And yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, wow, this morning sucks. I am so sorry. Like, this feels like one of the videos that I make when I am not, like when I'm coming home from work and I have nothing to say to you all. I didn't really watch anything of any major pertinence this morning. I watched somebody talk about the new Life is Strange game that's coming out that I have zero intentions of buying. So I don't really know. There wasn't like something all that fun to talk about, really. He was talking about this character's new superpower, and he's like, she has a pulse ability and she can see things around her. And I'm like, that's just eagle vision, which is something that like every third-person game in the 2010s had, because Assassin's Creed introduced it. And they're like, that's a really good idea. We'll just have them have a vision that highlights to the players everything that they need to know. And it's like, it really just simplifies gameplay, because they're like, I'll just highlight in eagle vision and figure out what I need to do. And it's not really even a superpower at this point. It's just like a basic gameplay mechanic for any game that takes place in the third person these days. And honestly, I'm kind of over it. I haven't played a game that has that feature, that has had that feature in a very long time. So I'm like, no thanks. And so yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting little adventure. I will watch people stream it. It's funny, I can tell that's what YouTube like expects my content to be about, because when I first started, that's all I ever like made content about was Life is Strange. That was going to be the focus of my channel. And so anytime I go back to it, I do have a pretty large amount of success, but I really don't feel like going back to it anymore. And like the second game, which is my favorite game, is no longer really relevant news. They've had now 2 Life is Strange games since the second game, and I have been really not willing to talk about either of them. Neither of the third game was a huge disappointment, and that was Deck 9's chance to prove themselves to the fans, and they dropped the ball in the most egregious of ways. And so I'm not going to give them a second chance to prove to me what I already know. So now I'm just kind of stuck, hoping that I can get somewhere with all of this. But like I said, I'll probably watch streamers play it, and if it even looks mildly interesting, I will maybe pick it up when it's on sale someday, but I'm not going to pick it up just for the sake of picking it up. I will pick up Don't Nod's game, I'm excited about that. I'm ready for an extension on As Dusk Falls as well. You could use some more good content there, but as far as any of that's concerned, I'm not really thinking it's all that impressive. And I don't really know what more to say, really. It's a whole thing. I'm just trying to get somewhere, and then hopefully I don't even know. I really don't. I have no idea what I'm saying or doing or trying to do, trying to say. But yeah, I'll just watch people play the game, and I'll go from there. Like, so I'm not convinced that I will enjoy it, and I really don't want to financially support it either. Like, I want the game to do poorly, because they either need to start making better games, or they need to just let it be, and let it go. The first two games were good and had solid progression. The first game had its rough points. They fixed a lot of that stuff in the second game. The second game still had its rough points, so there is room to improve in the third. And instead of just doing something bigger, better, they are just like, we're just gonna not do anything. It's like, okay, well, now I don't know what to do. So I am not convinced that it will be anything worth my time. But that's okay, I suppose. Today is gonna be a good day. I'm gonna get a lot of stuff done, and it's gonna feel good, and all of that fun jazz. Oh, Lord Bay. I am not talking at all this morning. My mind is on other things, and because of that, I can't really get a good conversation out. I wish that was not the case. I think it's safe to say that, like, I've reached a point with these videos now where I'm just anxious to be done with them. And that's not necessarily not fair, but it is realistic, and hopefully it is such a thing that I can sit down and be like, okay, let's do this thing. But I don't know anymore. I'm really hoping that the next round of better put together videos will be a little bit more enticing, and that's really all I can do, is hope that these videos do something good for themselves and do something good for me. So, I don't really know what's going on at this point, but I do know what's not going on at this point. I applied for this video editing job that somebody posted. They wanted someone to edit videos for, and the person who posted it isn't accepting DMs from people they don't follow. And I was like, I feel like that's kind of counterproductive to post a job and then not accept DMs from people you don't follow. Because I responded and I was like, hey, I wouldn't mind doing an editing job for this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden he was just like, or I looked at my thing because I never got a reply back, and it was like, well, this person hasn't seen your response, they need to accept your message request first. And I was like, well, I guess that's dead in the water, unless maybe he doesn't get any responses and finally checks his message requests and is like, oh, hey, this guy wanted to do that thing. And I feel like if it's a reply to a story, it should be handled a bit differently than just a traditional DM. Like, it's one thing if I just try to slide in the guy's DMs and be like, yo, I want to edit videos for you. But like, he posted in his stories that he was trying to hire a video editor, and I just responded to his post. And then he was all like, well, I actually don't get messages from people who I don't follow. And I'm like, well, what's the point in that? Like, unless someone you follow is responding to you and being like, hey, yeah, I want to do it. Like, what in the heck is going on here? But it's whatever, I guess. Hopefully he finds somebody who is willing to do the work for him. But I was willing to do the work. It was actually kind of sounding like fun. Like, I don't do a lot of freelance work for other people. I pretty much only create for myself, but I think it would be a good experience to create for other people. And I wouldn't be doing it for the money. I certainly don't need it. But I would be interested in just doing it. And I would probably try and leverage it as as an advertising platform somehow, and see how things are going there. But who knows? Maybe someday, a couple weeks from now, I'll be like, oh my gosh, he did respond, and I'll lose my mind. But right now, I'm not seeing that as being the case. And my mind is still intact. So who knows? That's funny. There's this couple that I think just went to work today, and I think that they ride in together. And the dude is, I know them both. And the guy is they're both great people, and the guy is very gung-ho and always up and trying to do stuff, and the wife is just kind of chill and does her own thing. And so I saw the guy first, and he was running to get into work and being his normal gung-ho self, and then like here comes his wife like several steps behind, just chilling. She's got her coffee, she's just doing her thing. I was like, that's so funny that like even just watching these people walk into work is such a reflection of their personalities. It's really kind of cool. But I was cracking up. It's like, oh, that's totally them. But anyway, just doing what we do best. I feel like I was hearing something in this parking lot, like some sort of crazy noises or something. But here we go, spin around the rosy. Definitely go the wrong way. People are probably like, why is he going the wrong way? So that I can pull forwards into the parking spot instead of backing out of the parking spot. It's the better way to do it. Somebody just honked. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. This was a terrible conversation. Thanks for trying it out.